Hey everyone, it's great to be here. Always nice to be at the great Open AGI events that our friends at Sentient put on. It's a great time to be in crypto. It's a great time to be in AI. It's an even better time to be in AI and crypto, and it's the best time to be in AI agents in crypto. So you're in the right place here. Yeah, we're super excited to discuss a little bit. Oh, that doesn't look like my screen, but or at least that's a little not what you want to see. That's the demo, but I won't start there. I'm going to start with a few slides. So maybe before I jump in, I'll just tell you a little bit about me and my journey, my background. I've been working as an entrepreneur much of my career and working in AI for a fair bit of it. Got back into machine learning and AI at a company called QuantCast, where I led research and engineering. We built a multi-$100-million ad tech business using AI. Then I started a company, Think Big Analytics, and sold it to Teradata, a large database company, where I was responsible for integrating AI technology into the database. Then I went on to the Google Cloud CTO office, where I worked on applied AI, responsible AI. And then went to Vector Institute, where I started an engineering team to support the 500 researchers and 100 industry sponsors of Vector. And, you know, in my time working in AI, I for like the last 15 years, I believed that AI was going to be the most important technology. Oh, can you put my slides back? The most important technology of my lifetime, in our lifetimes, and incredibly important for how it lands in society. And came to realize, you know, in my experience working at Google, that you know, we can't rely on big monopolists to set the AI future for all of us. That we need to actually have the ideals of Web3. So me and my co-founders decided to build in the intersection of AI and Web3. And back in early 2022, when we started, a lot of people thought we were crazy. But obviously, you know, we persevered, we had that vision, and the community has come around in a big way to the importance of that. We're laser focused on the AI agent layer, making it possible to have anyone build great agents that can cooperate, can interoperate together, right? So what we see is not only is the future agentic, but making it so that specialized agents can collaborate is going to be incredibly important. So let's talk a little bit about this. You know, what we see as that we've got this amazing advance in the capabilities of AI models, but what's really changed is that we now have a situation where that instead of having to build a specialized model for every application, you can use these powerful generative AI models to do a wide variety of tasks. So that's cool. But why are we talking about agents? I think the big thing that is exciting is agents can now take in real-time data. They can do things like query APIs and databases. They can have indexes of websites and pull relevant documents into context. They have the brains of these superhuman knowledge about the world and ability to interact effectively. Through tools like generating code, executing on-chain transactions, right? So you put this all together and you have this idea of agents that are really powerful, right? And I think a lot of people get excited, and rightly so, about agents being autonomous, where agents can take action, right? And it is exciting to say, hey, you know, can I simplify an intent and do some trading in DeFi, for example? But I guess what we see is a lot of times is one of the first things people want to do is to better understand what's going on before they take that action, right? So how can an agent help me have the real-time information I need to make the right decision? How can it tap into, for example, Twitter information? How can a key opinion leader's information influence me so I can decide in a moment, if I'm doing a trade, what's the right thing to do? So, you know, we see that agents are more powerful when they have a variety of data sources. They can reflect, they can plan and collaborate, so you have specialized agents working together as well as taking action. And so that's what we've really built in Theoriq, is a collaborative protocol for agents that work well together, right? And what's exciting about that also is it's unlocking a future where anyone can create an agent based on what they know, right? So today, as developers, it's really easy to use our protocol on our SDK to register an agent, and it can do specialized things. And then we have another kind of agent called an aggregator that can do planning and reasoning and break down problems so that as you form a dynamic collective of agents working together, that those agents can coordinate and achieve the user's goal based on what are the best agents to work together and based on a clear plan of how the task can be accomplished, right? So we think that's exciting, and it's exciting because if today a developer needs to do it, any chance we're going to get these slides going? If a developer can do it today, very soon we have a no-code builder, which is going to make it possible for anyone to go in and teach an agent what they know, right? So the first version of that is like, share some of your past information, some of your writing, put in, share your Twitter feed, share some of your documents. But what we're seeing already coming is that there's this really cool thing that people are building new capabilities in the foundation models where you can now start to show an agent how to do a task on your screen, right? So you can, instead of having to instruct it in dialogue, you can show it and it can learn how to drive applications on your behalf, right? So this is really opening up a future where any of us can create a specialized agent based on what we know, register it in our protocol, and then it can be included where it's relevant, right? So another big thing we're working on is this idea of dynamic assembly of agents so that increasingly, instead of going in and having to know like, hey, here's a set of agents that work well together to accomplish a task, you can say what you're trying to accomplish, and the aggregator will say, hey, here, what are all the agents that are available? And what reputation data is about them? Like, which ones are good at a task based on proof of contribution? What have they shown themselves to be capable of? And then it will dynamically assemble those agents to work together. This is exciting because nobody is going to be able to put together all the great agents, right? The internet is smarter than you and smarter than me, right? It's going to have, there's so many great agents out there that people know how to create, that stitching them together is one of the most exciting opportunities. And frankly, it's how we're going to win as a Web3 ecosystem, right? So the way we see this going is that all of us can have incentive to create great agents. Our aspiration is very quickly, instead of going to a generic Web2 chatbot to accomplish something, use the no-code builder and build it so that it's repeatable, right? So maybe you're doing a marketing task, or hey, I'm coming to the next crypto conference. I want to plan my week, which is always hard, right? Like, how do you teach an agent what you like to do? Give some examples, and then have a repeatable thing. So the next time you're doing a conference, like, oh, here, let's review the events. Let's tap into a database somebody's already put out. Like, what's a cool set of database for East Denver, for example? And then, what are some restaurants I'd like to go to? So make it really easy to stitch those pieces together based on what anybody's creativity has been. So, you can make that work well for yourself, and then register it, and others can use it, and you can even monetize it. You can start to make money. We see similarly, there's a lot of excitement about having this ability to launch an agent and make it more autonomous and interact more automatically. And we've seen that with things like Truth Terminal. So we think that's going to be a big part and something that we're excited to work towards. So to recap, what we're seeing is we have an agent protocol that makes it easy to build agents, makes it easy for them to collaborate. They can discover each other dynamically. There's reputation with signals both from user feedback and AI evaluators that assess those agents and how they work together. And then coming together, that lets us have a really powerful ecosystem for people to consume agents. Right now, since we launched our testnet, we've already had well over 100,000 users, and we're seeing over 500,000 interactions a day, and it's growing rapidly. We're seeing use cases like decentralized finance, doing research on tokens, meme coins, or blue chips, and the ability to soon take action to execute trades, right? So that's a very popular use case. Bondex is a Web3 social network. A lot of users are interacting, excited to explore job opportunities, apply for them, prepare their career. We're also seeing predictions and forecasting, so integration with Polymarket and soon other markets, as well as using AI to tap into real-time data to generate forecasts, whether it's around crypto prices, politics, or sports, right? These are just some of the first use cases, but we think there's going to be a wide variety of them. So, we think there's so much opportunity here that, if you're an agent developer, there's so much opportunity to create agents in Theoriq and get them available. And for anyone, you can join the testnet, start to earn, and soon you don't even have to be a developer to create great agents that'll be useful. So given that we didn't have any slides or a demo, maybe I'll do, instead of speaking off the cuff, I'll turn it to you and see if anyone in the audience has questions. Yeah. Okay, we can try. All right, we'll restart. Okay. Yeah. All right, so while we're restarting the computer, any questions? Yes.
Hello, Ron. Yeah, I have a question. Recently, there are a lot of AI agents emerging, and some say that they can do a lot of like the chain abstraction job, especially for the user on crypto space. Yeah, but how can we verify that a wallet is fully controlled by AI agent only, and the third party or like any human cannot have access?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think there's a couple of points to that. And so one with chain abstraction, I think our view is it's really important that agents can operate on multiple chains just like people do, right? That it doesn't make sense to have an agent that only represents you on Optimism and Base, the super chain where we're building, and not be able to interact on Solana, for example, right? Because you might want to trade on all of those and look at what's going on all of those, do arbitrage, et cetera. Right? Now, the question that's come up, of course, is like, okay, so how do we know that an agent is truly autonomous and there's not a person behind the curtain, right? I'm reminded of, demos of the Tesla robot that's first was a human in a costume, and now it's a human and behind the stage controlling it. It's actually, I think it's quite difficult unless you have everything open source to know to what extent people are involved. But I'm also not sure that it's that important, because I think the thing that's most important is the reputation of an agent, which is, does it do good work? Is it reliable? One of the best ways you could tell if something is truly autonomous agent is the speed of interaction and the scaling, right? So like anyone can sort of manually have a demo of a few agents do something here and there, but something that's running reliably with millions of users, that's not going to be possible to fake or affordable to fake with a bunch of humans, right? So I kind of feel like that problem washes out as we get to larger scale, that the real agents will be the only ones left that are operating at scale. But, I think computational integrity is just one aspect. The data integrity is another aspect, but so is just the quality of the orchestration, the quality of the agents coming together in order to produce good results from AI agents. Another question? All right, it's rebooting, so we'll take maybe that answered the other person's question. Anyone else? All right, while we're waiting, I'm going to ask you a question. Who here is an agent developer? All right, who here has used agents for some crypto use case, actually used one for real life? All right, who here uses one of the commercial chatbots like ChatGPT a lot? All right, so we still have work to do. I think this is the big thing, is like, next year, we can make it so for many of the use cases that matter the most to us in the Web3 and crypto community, we can do better by having agents than having it be us manually doing things. So let's see here. All right, good. Well, here's our demo. So I'm logged into our Infinity Hub, which is a marketplace. You can see a whole bunch of agents that have been contributed by different developers like Sphere One, Filecoin, Bondex. And maybe what I'll do is I'll come in and I'll say, hey, let me interact with a collective around investment. So this, I've got here an investment collective that has a number of different agents. Whoops, sorry. Am I on the right screen here? Let me just make sure I'm in the right. Yeah, I am. Let me try again. Sorry about that. I'm just going to use EigenLayer for sake of time because I know we're a little over time. So this is one that is really optimized around restaking, right? So here we have a lot of information about EigenLayer. This collective has agents that are experts in the documentation of EigenLayer and around Discord to know the community discussion, Twitter to know what the broader postings are, and even an action agent from Sphere One that can help you automate the process of restaking. So, I could start by saying something like, hey, what's the latest news on EigenLayer? And this taps into Twitter and talks about, a variety of things like the latest unlock, airdrop opportunities, some concern about conflict of interest, some new features, and a fair drop for Theoriq. So that's cool. Supposing I say, what is the community saying? And here, I can then go in and it will tell me more from Discord, like what's happening in EigenLayer. And it's saying, as usual, the community is a little more negative than the sentiment on Twitter. More people are complaining about various things. And that's fine, but maybe I'm saying, hey, this is interesting. I'd like to look more like what are options for restaking. So if I want to participate, what can I do, right? And so there, I can go in and it will now tap into the documentation of the project and give me some useful information saying like, hey, here's a bunch of different options. I can do native restake and I can use liquid staking tokens or restaking tokens, et cetera, right? And just to give you a sense on investment, right, it's also possible to go in and ask things like, in an investment collective, what are the top AI meme coins? Where, here we see like GOAT and so on. I can jump in and say, how is GOAT performing lately? And here, this collective of agents, I'm resuming a session, and it will be able, it looks like we're doing some maintenance on this one, so sorry about that. So anyway, but you get the sense, lots of different collectives. One more just very quickly, I'll show you forecasting. We can go in and ask about various events, like will ETH hit its all-time high in 2025? And we very quickly get a forecast on that saying like, hey, overall it's pretty bullish, 55% chance of surging past the 4877 with lots of information linked to learn more about the information that came into that. So thank you so much. We'd love to engage more. Please join our testnet and connect with us if you're an agent builder or would like to learn more.